Guys, some stuff happened. So, oh, come on, not an ad. I don't, what is this? Okay, so, as it turns out, we had a flicker. Like a flicker. Okay, hold on. Alright, is that better? Music loud. Okay, that should be better. Okay, so, I had a flicker. Okay, it was a flicker of like just, and all of this just went gone. And so then I'm like, oh, that sucks, but at least I still have power, which by the way, I still might lose. So we'll see. But then as I went to turn the computer back on, it refused. And that got me a little bit worried. And then I was looking at it, and the little light, the light on the motherboard flickered red, and then whole thing shut off. So then I go to the back and I hit the power on the back. Turn it on again. Boots up, goes red, whole thing shuts off. So then I do it again. And then finally it posts and it says, error, power loss, blah, 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 danger, something. And then it boots into BIOS. So then I exit out of BIOS, I boot again, everything loads up and we're fine. But for a moment there, I thought not only did I lose power, but I lost my computer. And I just want to be clear, I did not touch this, okay? We did not touch this at all. This just, I just left it here, dealt with the situation, and now we can get back to this, so. Whoa, EJ, you lost it too? Like not at the same, like yours didn't go out just now. You're talking about from before, right? Because yeah, it flickered. It just went. Wow. Suggest getting a UPS. Honestly, yeah, EJ, exactly. Like a few minutes ago, it just flickered and went on and off. Which is actually a bit scary because that means that it's like everywhere. It's like maybe further up the system. Yeah, I might want to get a UPS, honestly. They are expensive though. So then the question is, do I get a UPS for the once every 2 or 3 years that I'm in this situation? Or do I take the money that would go to a UPS and buy something like this? Okay, it's ghosts, not the weather, exactly. I need UPS for PC and for the modem. Yeah, that's, well, I mean, I have it all on one circuit, so I would just plug them both into the UPS, but I'll be honest, like most of the time when I have power problems, it's not a flicker, it's just full on out, like straight up just gone. And then we lose it for a couple hours or a day or whatever. Okay, let's get back to the board. So, this is Obey65. This is the PC version, PC top, alu bottom, with the, hey, Ryan, is this, this is an alu accent? This is an alu accent or a steel accent? I think it's alu, right? It feels like alu. Oof. That is clean. Okay, alu accent. That is so clean. I love this. I love this angle. I also love this angle. You can actually see it when it's sitting on the desk. Hold on. Let's put this here. Like this kind of angle, like from where I'm sitting, it actually looks pretty nice because it's almost like kind of angled up towards me. I like the forehead too, up here. This is fun. Oh, this is really fun. I can't believe EJ disconnected your internet like that. is this an accent for a light, DH? It is, huh? Can we get a pen rail though? I don't think we can get a pen rail. This is great. The only thing I will say, and I wish I had a scale, it is a light strip, okay. And I wish I had a scale, is that this version is quite light. It's very, very light. I don't know how many of you guys have had hands on the Crush 65. There's a PC version of the Crush 65. That one had a copper bottom. Even this is quite a bit lighter than that. I don't actually see a weight rating on the group buy post or the IC post, but like I would guess this is under a kilo. Hey Mikey, yeah, it was just a flicker. All right, this is our PC. Let's take a look at the brass one. The brass one is the one that I'm actually quite excited for. Okay. Originally, I was actually thinking of going for the all alu one, but now that I feel the heft of this case, I'm probably, if I end up getting one, it will not be alu. I can tell you that. I'm on the fence of buying a DN Works. I'm not familiar with the DN Works boards. They're not super my speed, most of them. And honestly, price-wise, they're usually a bit out of what I typically go for. Ooh. Oh. This is, so I have not taken this one out of the sleeve yet. All I did was just peek inside to. That is heavy. This is like 65 CU heavy. Yeah. This is like about the same weight. About the same weight as the 65 CU. And this is brass, that's copper. My 65 CU is a copper version. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that is great. Hold on. See the angle here? That is nice. Oh. I love that. I love that profile. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, there's no way I would get the PC for myself. It would have to be this. I thought I might save some money by going with the all alu version. Oh. Oh, this is a nice finish. What DH, I don't know if you're still there. What the hell kind of coating is this? What is this? What finish is this on the brass? What the hell is this? I don't know if you guys can see it, but like, this is like a, there's something up with this. This is not a normal clear coat. It feels different. I don't even know what to call this. It's like I don't know if you can make it out. Hold on. Told you the brass finish is special. Yeah, dude, like, I don't know how to show this. Can you? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna... Oh, God damn it. I don't know how to show you. I don't know how to show you. Hold on. Let's try it this way. There's like... Do I have anything? I have to compare this. Hold on. I need to show you guys something. I think it's similar to electrophoresis, but clear. Hold on. Let me... Do I have brass? I do have brass. Hold on. Okay. don't know if this is clear, but like, so this is a 65 core plus, right? Like, there's a smoothness to it. There's a, I wish I knew what to call this, but like, the brass of the 65 core plus, I don't know if you can see, but it's like kind of ever so slightly has a texture to it. It's like ever so slightly grainy. And it doesn't quite shine, right? It doesn't have a shine to it. Whereas this one, it has like a, yeah, that you see there? Right there. It kind of has a, oh, there's an ad break. All right, hold on. Let me take, Weesh, if the PC sounds good, the Alu will sound good. I typically thought that was the other way around. I thought that if the, because I thought the PC, because it's like a softer material, lets you, pick like, I thought the PC lets you, how do I put this? I thought the PC essentially acts as like a bit of a filter because it kind of gets rid of more sharper tones. I thought if the Alu sounded good, the PC would sound good. So this is where we kind of left off, where it's like, you can kind of see that the coating has like a shine to it. I've never seen this before. Although granted, it's not like I've been in the hobby for 20 years. On the plus side, Elquan, there are other weight options, I believe. Now, I don't know how you'll be able to customize this, but like, there are machined weight options. And especially with like a brass bottom. I don't know if you'd actually need to get a stainless steel weight. DH, are we able to configure like mix and match things? So like if we get, let's say, the brass bottom board, can we choose from different weights, or are we locked into specific configs? Like, are the configs preloaded? So yes, meaning we can mix and match. So I could get, for example, a brass bottom with the machined weight. Correct. Okay. The other thing, Alquan, and this kind of came separately from everything else, but this was just kind of thrown into the package, which I think are just two alternative weights. So this is just like a machined Alu weight that was thrown in as an alternative. So I don't know if we might put this on the PC version. I actually might. Maybe we'll put it on the PC version. I think it looks pretty good there. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Hey, Zazie. Thanks for joining, man. Welcome. We're just kind of taking a look. I hate how easy the polished scratch is. Yeah, yeah, like, so even here, I don't know if you can see my face, but yeah, you can see there's like already scratches that it's picked up for sure. One thing I wonder is how heavy this steel weight is, because the Alu version, the black one that I showed you, is fairly light. I wonder how much the steel one will be. These are just one-offs. Okay, PC top, brass bottom. I actually don't know. Can you mix and match top and bottom? I'm not sure. What I know is that there are 3 colors. There's only a silver color, a golden color. What's the other one? Silver, PC, and gold. I believe those are the only 3 colors available. And I asked them about that. Apparently the color limitations are because of the factory. The factory that they went with, because it's a lower MOQ, limited them to a certain number of colors. Those are the 3 they picked. So, all right. The bottom polish can be something that is not reflective. Apparently, yes. We can pick different bottoms. Okay. I want to take one of these apart, but I want it to be the one that we build. So I'm going to run a poll. Weesh. Sorry, I mean the PC has a tendency to sound cheaper or more plastic, which is a very single-faceted sound quality. If you can make a PC board sound interesting, typically the Alu is even better. Oh, okay, yeah, I understand. I understand. I was thinking about it the other way in that Alu is more sensitive, and so an Alu board can sound bad, but then the PC board will kind of mask the badness because it absorbs more vibrations. Um, but you're right, it does sound a little bit cheaper to me as well. All right, so let's do a poll. New poll. What build? PC, Alu bottom, Alu, brass bottom. And we're gonna run it for 3 minutes. Poll created. All right, guys, get your votes in. What board do we want to build? Are we building the Chungus? Or are we building My Fair Lady? Can we wait 3 minutes? You want to wait 3 minutes for the poll, or you want to leave the poll up for 3 minutes? Because the poll is already running. Can I even cancel it? I cannot cancel it. Can I cancel it? I can delete it. I'm actually not sure what switches. I have some switches that I've put aside, but depending on the board we build. Oh no, that was satirical. Okay. Thank you, DH. Oh, jeez. Any new switches? So, Plotty, I do have a couple new switches that we can try. However, I also have some golden oldies that we can try, some ones that we know are good. So here's a, can we wait 6.7 minutes? Elquan, maybe. Maybe we can. So, Girl Panam. Panam! That was a great game. I loved it. You're going to do 2 builds tonight. It's okay. My dude, we are doing 1 tonight and 1 on Saturday. Okay, so for switches, this is what I've pulled out. Now we can play around with it if we want to. In terms of new switches, I have the HMX Aperols that I got in from Unikeys. I have the B-Sun Little Bears that I got in from Keybay Tech. And then I also have the HMX Puppies that I got in from Mechland. In terms of the golden oldies, I have Key Geek Sarah, HMX Firecracker, it's not that old, but I'm calling it older, HMX Valerian, and Cherry MX Blacks. I was thinking of doing a poll once we pick our board and we can pick the switch. I don't actually want to do blacks. I find them a bit boring. I think they're good as like a reference switch, but I just find them a bit boring. They get used a little too much. I also find that blacks don't work universally for all boards. So we can run a poll, see how we do. I'm leaning personally towards Firecrackers or Valerians, but we can run a poll when we get there. All right, Alu Brass Bottom. Let's do it. All right, let's take this apart then. I want to... Blacks are the perfect reference switch for review. I agree. And one thing we can do, by the way, is we can build today's switch with a different... What the heck happened to the... Okay. I did not realize that I look like a ghost. Why is this... That is so weird. Look, the skin on my arm is pink, but then when you look at my head, it's ghosty. That's so bizarre. Okay, hold on. I can fix this. Okay, there we go. For some reason, when the computer restarted, everything... No, Mikey did break it. You know what, Elquan? I'm willing to bet that there was no problem with power. Mikey just, like, hopped it over to Quebec and just flicked the power lines just to give me a little heart attack. Aperol would be my pick if you're doing brass bottom. So we have Firecracker, Valerian, Aperol. Looks like most of you are going for a long pole. So we can do a long pole. We can do a long pole pull. A pull for a long pole. A long pole pull? Are we going to pull for a long pole? All right. Let's take it apart. Okay. What do we got? Told you it was ghosts. Hey, DH, are these screws magnetic? Or are they not magnetic? Oh, they are. They just need a... They are slightly magnetic. May I request some screws that are slightly more magnetic, if that is possible? Sure, thank you. Okay. So this is a hidden screw system, and there are one on the top, two on the sides, and two on the bottom. You can solve this with a slightly more magnetic screwdriver. Dude, like, this is, by the way, one of my fairly decent, like, this is like what I ended up using was like the bit that has a full-on magnet at the end. So, good enough. Ooh. Okay. Interesting. So we already have a ribbon to deal with. Multiple ribbons. Okay. DH, I love how this board looks, but my man, I hate ribbon cables. So I'm going to show you guys in a second what we're dealing with. Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, so just so you guys can see what we're dealing with, we have a double ribbon situation. So there's one ribbon that feeds into the LED cluster here. Here comes the hard part. That's what she said. So we have one ribbon that basically kind of connects in right here directly into the PCB. This, I imagine, will be much easier to deal with on top mount. That goes to the LED cluster, and then we have a separate ribbon here. I understand. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot it was an internal weight. Very clean. Nice. Let's keep going. Uh-oh. What did I do? Okay. So then, oh, I understand. Okay. So basically, it looks like there are two polycarb or acrylic pieces. Each one is for the different LED indicators. So there's one that slides in on the back here. And there's another one that sits in between the PCB and the blocker accent, which is here. That makes sense. One thing, and it might be too late for this, from a build oh, does this, I bet this slots into the plate, huh? Does it slot in? I bet, right? It has to. We'll take a look in a second. Let's keep going. What else do we have? Nope. Separate sized bits. Let's keep going. So if I remember correctly, we are going to get the option to have separate internal weights as well. So one of the options we have is for the internal weight. The external weight. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Mikey, it's a lot of cables. Okay, so this would be where the batteries go, I'm assuming, for the tri-mode version. Then we have our internal weight. Sephi and 2-1, guys, thank you very much for the follows. Appreciate it. Let's keep going. We messed up the screws on the Proto. They should all be the same. Okay, you know what? I actually don't mind if they end up being the same screws on the final. I'm actually very happy about that. Cause okay, let's keep going. I'm not going to do the full disassemble on the PC board, but just because this is the first time we're taking a look at this in NA, I want to do a full strip down and see how we do. Okay. No, okay. So you guys you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different screws holding in the external weight. The ribbon cable reminds me of the Grit Wraith 60. You know, I've noticed, by the way, that it seems to be, ribbon cable still seems to be quite popular on a lot of the Chinese boards. But I don't see a lot of the US design boards still using ribbons. Okay. What am I missing? Okay. All right. Let's do a quick compare. All right. So this is the alu version of the weight. This is the steel version. Obviously, very, very significant difference in terms of heft. They're fairly thin. So I'm actually not sure. I'm actually not sure how much of an acoustic difference it will make if it's a brass bottom board. On the brass bottom board, I'm betting that these won't actually make a whole lot of difference in sound, because the weight difference is already quite significant. The brass bottom is already like pretty thick, pretty hefty. We lost a screw. It's pretty neat. It's a Chungus. Nice. Okay. Nav, what do I have to do to choose the layout? Oh my god, what do you want? What would be considered a better option, Pogo? I would prefer personally JST. Because if you go with JST, well, you know what the problem though? Okay. The problem is that no matter what, 7U ISO split backspace. Why? Why would you? Why? But I hate it. So DH, I would normally say JST is my preferred. The only thing is that because of the additional lights, actually, you know what? Now that I mean, okay, this is personal preference, right? But like from a like personally, what I would prefer is that the PCB is a standardized PCB with a JST, so that I could get a Z65 or some other standardized 65% to replace it. That would be my preference. And then I would prefer to have the proprietary connection for the LED strips on the daughter board, because it's a lot cheaper to get an extra daughter board with your build versus an extra PCB. So anytime it's proprietary, personally, I always get extra PCBs because I worry about, okay, what if I'm building it and I fry something or I break something or whatever. Whereas typically you're not messing with the daughter board too much. It's also cheaper to get extras. So my personal preference is from that perspective, is that the PCB uses JST and it's standardized, and then if something needs to be proprietary, it's the daughter board. Which is why I don't personally prefer Pogo. Even though it makes the build much more convenient, I personally prefer JSTs because you can get standardized PCBs if something goes wrong. Although, again, for this one, no, you know what? For this one, I don't think it would work because you have lights in two different places. Yeah, because you have the blocker light, right? The one that sits here. So no matter what, I don't think it would work on this design. The one I don't really like is the Pogo pin magnetic one, and it's not because it is inconvenient, but because it's more proprietary and it is more difficult to find. Exactly. So generally, I'm with you. Like, I generally prefer non-proprietary. However, when we're dealing with things like the QWERTY keys boards, the ones that have like the custom lighting, the screens, like this one, for example, there's two lighting solutions, right? So there's the LED bar here on the back, but then there's also, you can actually see the LED cluster from here, right? There's an LED cluster here as well. So I think no matter what, we're dealing with a proprietary PCB if you want the lighting to work here. I think I might have to do ribbon on my design as well because it's thinner and I'm running out of room to put things. Yeah, so I am definitely not a designer, and I'm definitely not an expert when it comes to this stuff. Like, I'm just more of a user, I guess, is the best way to call it. So yeah, I am not the expert. And so I'm like, for example, when it comes to like hidden screws, I'm not personally a fan because it makes boards annoying to build. You have to remove keycaps to rebuild the board. But I remember talking to Bull, and he was saying that sometimes you have to, because of like the internals or something. Like, you know, there's like different reasons to use different. Well, I wasn't talking to Bull. He was talking on stream, and I was listening. So it's like, you know what I mean, right? But I think that sometimes these decisions that you kind of, okay, which is which? Okay, there we go. I thought FPC cables standardized as well. It's just not adopted. You know what? I guess you're right. Ribbon cables are standardized. The only thing is that I don't know of any open source or standardized PCBs that use ribbons. So if I want to go, so I have a Z65 and a Z60, right? And one of the boards on the wall behind me, I think it's this one, is a Shelby 65 that uses JST, and I can swap it out and use my Z65 because it uses a JST connector. I can get the standard PCB on McLovin. So I think it's more from that angle that I'm talking about. Okay. Did I make a mistake somewhere along the way? I think I did. The question is, what mistake did I make? Who was paying attention? Oh, mother. Oh, God. Power flickered again. I don't know if you saw that, but the lights gave me a little flirt. See, this is my problem, is I get too sucked into things. I'm pretty sure the short ones go here. But let's double check this. Yeah, no one uses it, and it's not widely adopted. I do like how you can easily customize a JST cable as well. Yeah, totally. Okay, is this correct? Okay, DH, Sephi. Hey, Feo, yes, I'm back. We had a flicker. I thought my computer died. We went through a whole adventure. I am slightly confused about which screws go where, because I have many different lengths of screws. Yes, I have different lengths of screws. As a matter of fact, I have 3 different lengths of screws. They go in the holes, silly. Okay, somebody, whoever gets this board after me, is gonna think I was a psycho. Because I have different lengths of screw. I have 3 different lengths of screws? Okay. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you see, Mikey, if I was smart, I would have done that. I would have split them up according to where I put them. If I was smart, I would have done something like that. But you see, the problem is, Mikey, that I'm not. And I was too busy chatting it up with you guys, and I lost track of what screw goes where. But you know what? I think we'll be okay. I have faith that I will be... Yeah, you see, already I know that is not correct. Who is the person who is next? I have no idea. Time to apply your depth gauge. Exactly. Oh, I have no idea. I have a feeling, though, it's like this. Yeah, I think we're on the right track. Yeah, okay. I think we're on the right track. I think the shorties go into the back one, and then the longer ones go in the front one. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Let's do it. So. I don't know about you guys, but this is one of my favorite parts of building a board, is like figuring out all of this stuff. Keep Dweeb, thank you for joining, my man. We are building the Obey65. We are joined by the designers to help me troubleshoot, because I'm a bit of a knucklehead and I kind of misplaced and mixed up all the screws. And this thing has a brass mid piece, an internal weight, and an external weight. We have a few different pieces. Okay. I know where I screwed up. Okay. Problem, I think. Okay. I think it's the long ones that go into the 4. I think that's where I screwed up. Wait, no. The long ones go into the side? Yes. Okay. The whole theme for our group buy is mix and match. That goes for the screws as well. I have a feeling that because this has been passed around so many reviewers, that maybe somewhere along the way there was a little bit of a swappy on the screws that maybe has caused a little bit of confusion, possibly. I really should have paid more attention to this, guys. This is like one of those rookie moves that you make that I'm still just full of on my streams. Oh, I don't know if you guys remember. Okay, Keep Dweeb. How many of you were here for the last stream where I did a hot swap socket repair on the spacebar of a PCB because it wasn't working and we did all the tests? And then after I busted out the solder equipment and did the repair, we realized that it wasn't a problem with the PCB. It was just mapped incorrectly in VIA. So the longest ones are for the top case. Yeah. So I have the top case ones I have here, actually. So those I did separate. So for those ones, I'm good. It's just the internal screws that I'm a little bit wonky on, I think. But, like, we'll be fine, right? We'll be fine. Oh, there are screws in the bag. You're right. I totally should have... You're right. There are screws in the bag. Okay, let's do this. You're forgetting something very important. What did I forget, Feo? You were here for that. Okay. Yeah, so we do have extra screws. You know what? Let's go through all of this. Let me put this together. Let me put this back together, and let's go through what's in the kit. Okay. That's what I did. Okay, I understand. I have corrected it. You're forgetting something very important. Scroll up, what, redeem? Oh, that was 5 minutes ago. Wow, you're right. I'm sorry, my dude. You're right. Mom, thank you for watching. I love you. You're the best. I actually haven't spoken to my mom about stream in, believe it or not, like a week or two. So I've been doing all these I love yous, and I haven't actually checked in to hear if she's receiving the I love yous. I did tell her about it though, so she does know that the I love yous are happening. I just don't know if she's actually still watching. However, I'm gonna see her tomorrow, and I will ask her. I will say, Mom, stream has been having... Okay, I fixed it. We're good. Okay. Whew. Disaster averted. So I need to ask her tomorrow, actually. I need to ask her if she's still watching. How funny would it be? How funny would it be? Oh boy. 9.1. Oh, I'm so boned. I'm toast. 9,100 points. I am toast. All right. Let's put this and this over here. I'm putting the weights away. Ooh, okay. Put the foam away. Put the bottom here. Let's take a look at what else we have. What else do we have? My dear Dutch, I am sorry that you're the one that I have to tell you this. You have stumbled upon a very lazy streamer that is bad at his job and has not set up the build command. And I don't just mean on this stream. I mean, I've never done it and I don't know how to do it. We can blame the fact that I'm Unk. As everyone likes to say, I have the grays to prove it. And my mods are lazy and they didn't do it either. Okay, so I'm going to do what is acceptable, and I'm going to blame someone else. Actually, I don't think any of the mods can do it, so it's just me. I think it's just, I think I'm the one to blame. Dutch, honestly, dude, I know. Like, I know it's possible. I've literally just been lazy. Like, I get done with work, and then, if I have like 2 hours, what I want to do is like play with my keyboards or build a keyboard. Make me a mod and I'll do it at some point. All right, you have a responsibility, Keep Dweeb. You have a responsibility. I wonder if there's a limit to how many mods can be had. There. Now it's not my job anymore. Okay, we have some spare cables. We have some spare feet. Are these spare feet? I think they are. Let's check. Yes, these are spare feet. These are top case spare screws. Nice, don't need them. I'm assuming that a lot of this stuff is just extras because these are protos. I highly doubt that everything in this kit is coming to everyone in the group buy. Yeah, these are almost definitely just spare screws, spare pieces because these are protos. So let's put these here. These are for the plate. Okay. Hello, Mr. Beaver Keys. Thank you for joining. Okay. Awesome. Hi, Beaver Keys. Mods can't do it. So I was lied to. Do you have a link to the board? I do have a link to the board. Looks like Cube deceived me. Okay. So that is the link to the IC and Geek Hack. One of the vendors is going to be Unikeys. And I'm assuming that once the group buy goes live, we're going to see it on their website. Okay, it is time to make some decisions. One of those decisions is not going to be foamed or foamless because we are going to go foamless. I don't have a problem with foam, but it is typically not my preference. And so I don't think we're going to be doing it today. In terms of plate, I'm leaning towards alu, but we also have the PEI plate, what looks like a PC or PP plate. Or is it specified? Plate. Okay, so it's PC, PEI, or alu. I think we'll do alu. This is our first build. We're going to compare it against the control board, which is a 65C with MX Blacks and an alu plate. Do both, foamless and then add foam. We can do that. Okay. Alu plate. Now let's see how this works. There's a tiny little ribbon there. Okay. What is this foam you speak of? Who knows? The one with the smiley faces are the newest version of the alu plate. Oh, there's two. Let's compare. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so you guys see there's these little cutouts on the mounting points. Interesting. Oh yeah, and it looks like the spacebar cutout is different as well. Interesting. What was the DH? What was the reason behind the change? Was it just purely for aesthetics, or did it actually make a sound difference? Those cutouts are nice for top mount. Oh, okay. So do we want to top mount this? Acoustics, okay. Do we want to top mount this or do we want a gasket? I'm going to take out the ribbon. Gasket, top. How do I take out the ribbon? All right, DH, my man. What is this gasket you speak of? Does this just pull out, or am I going to break something by pulling this out? Top this one, gasket the PC. All right, we'll do a vote. We'll do a vote. Okay. I have never pulled it out, actually. But I can pull it out, right? Pull out game week. Oh, it does. It just gently kind of slides out. I think getting this back in is going to be a pain in the butt, though. Never pull out. You should move the black thing first. Oh, you mean the LED motif? I think the LED is pretty stuck in there. That's what she said. All right, let's do a quick, you can just pull out the light bar. Too late. Oh, I see. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah, you're right. How do I, okay. I'm using a switch puller to get underneath the light bar, but I don't even know if that's necessary. Yeah, so it's just basically kind of friction. The light bar is basically just kind of friction fit into the little slot and just kind of holds in place. I'm not even sure that's necessary. Never pull out, that's what she said. Honestly, guys, even as a top case, I wonder, like, this is like has some heft to it. I actually wonder how much, how heavy that is. Like, because it's like, it definitely has more weight to it than I'm, like, it's not heavy, but it has weight to it that I'm actually not used to in a top case. So, oh, we already got a poll going. Nice. Somebody put up a poll. Thank you, whoever that was. Oh, Keep Dweeb, you did it. Awesome. All right, guys, top mount versus gasket. Let's do it. In the meantime, I'm going to put our stabs on. And if you missed the early part, the reason I pre-built the stabs, which I did, is mainly because I was a little bit nervous about time. And I wanted to have everything ready to go. Great, good job, mods. Great work, team. So these are Knight V3s, by the way. I went with Knights because I wanted something that we knew was good to use as a reference point. Oh, okay. I am going to be removing the tape. I am not the biggest fan of the tape on the PCB. Okay. Had to drive home. Did we miss anything? Well, getting the PCB out of the case was a little bit of a struggle because of the ribbon cable at the top, and I got a little bit nervous about it because I didn't want to break anything. Turned out it worked fine. I just pulled it out and everything was great. Other than that, we are currently voting on the mount, and I am removing the tape off the PCB. Can anyone tell me what the point of this tape is, by the way? I, once upon a time, used to always put it on because it came with my stabs. But somewhere along the way, I started doing it without this tape, and I realized I actually liked it better. So I don't actually know what the point of it is. I was made a mod, so all your keys belong to me now. It's for thinner PCBs, 1.2. Interesting. This is a 1.6 though. I wonder why. Yeah, you're right, Platty. Those are shims. Whoops. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Bye. I am returned. Gasket 1. Holy crap. By like a lot. I did not expect that. Stab pads are bad. We don't want those. Yes. To prevent stem PCB contact. Oh, I think we want stem PCB contact. That's part of the glory of the Knight stabs, I think. I think we want that contact. Sorry guys, give me a second. Just want to make sure I don't break anything as we do this. Nice. Nice. He done broke up. The tape is more for the stem bottom out. Okay. Yeah, but with good stabs you don't need them. Makes sense. Changes the sound profile of the stab hitting the tape or board. Supposed to be clackier without, I'm guessing. Yeah. Stem pads if you want thock, creamy sounds. Skip them if you want more clack. Yeah, okay. Then we are going to skip them. However, one thing I will say, these are the nicest stickers I've ever seen. I don't know if you can tell, but they have like a little bit of texture to them. I don't know if you can tell, but they actually kind of feels like Kevlar or like Teflon, or has like a feel to it. I've never actually seen tape like this before. You know, I wonder how often like boards prototypes come in with streamers, and when they first inspect it, like the work that I'm doing now, like they do before stream to actually prep. I wonder how often that happens. Like, I wonder if, like, what I'm doing now is, like, what you're supposed to do, what other streamers do pre-build. But I don't know, I kind of like the idea of exploring it together. Teflon tape, yeah, I like the idea of exploring it together and kind of just opening up together and going through it all together. I'm surprised the gasket mount won, by the way. I thought top mount would win. Very surprising. I am the Teflon Don after all. Good day and good luck, sir. Rayo, thank you very much. Holy crap, Keeb Dweebs, subbing tier 3. Thank you, my dude. I appreciate it, my man. Thank you. Really not necessary, but thank you, my dude. By the way, guys, I have to ask, when the sub notification happens, do you guys hear the little dookie doo sound? Like, do you hear something? Is there like a noise that happens, or is it just the writing? Because I thought I configured it, and I think I'm supposed to be hearing it, but I don't hear it. So, I have no idea. Yes, I dookie do for sure. Okay. All right, there we go. Nice. Nice. Hi, Fifi. Hi. We might have a cat joining us soon. Okay, so not for me then. Elquan with the redemption. Rayo, questions are definitely allowed. Ask away. And Mom, I love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me. You're the best. Okay. Yeah, so this is the LED cluster. Cats are the majestic creatures they are. And you see her back there? That's where she keeps her food. She's going for... Fifi was a little sick. She is a little sick, unfortunately. And so she's been a little bit fragile lately. But she'll be okay. Oh, this is interesting. There we go. Nice. Mr. Ultimate Rayo, what is your question? Or Mrs. Ultimate Rayo? What do you got for me? Is that a calico? I think it is a calico, actually. I think so. Honestly, guys, I'm pretty happy that I pre-did the stabs. Because especially on a work night with the power outage and everything, I think this would have ended up taking us a really, really long time. Do you piss, 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 or tongue click to call your cat? This is important. I tongue click. Well, I call her name, and she responds to her name. So I will just straight up say Fifi, and I'll yell her name, and she'll come to me. But if I'm trying to like warn them about something, I'll straight up just go like a click like that. So I have this mechanical keyboard. Turns out that my question mark key seems to not be reliable anymore. Any easy way to solve? Open it up. Watching you do stabs is favorite part of my stream though, because I screw them up so often. That's why. Okay, so there's a simple fix you can try. Maybe I'll ask this. How often do you, I assume you rebuild your board a lot, but do you rebuild your board, or has it just been, okay, has it just been working perfectly? You've touched nothing, you've done nothing to it, and all of a sudden it's not working? Or, you know, you rebuild, you're tinkering with it, oh, it's a pre-built. Do you swap switches a lot? Or has it been like, you got it pre-built and it's just been straight up pre-built the whole time? Okay. Where do we want this? A Leopold, have to look up the number. But nothing custom. Building is where the fun's at, I agree. Leopold is likely soldered. Yeah, so I'm not personally super familiar with Leopold boards. Yeah, we're gonna have a visitor any second now, guys. I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to make room. Sorry. I apologize in advance, but this is what this is. The queen of the house requires some room, and we're gonna have to give her some room, okay? Hi everyone, those that don't know, this is Fifi. Fifi is very sweet. Hi Fifi, hi. 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 Come on. Come on. There we go. Hi Fifi, hi. Hi. Fifi had an eye infection recently. I had to take her to the emergency room at the vet on Monday because over the course of the day before, on Saturday, her eye started to get all red and wonky. She's doing better now, but we were a little bit scared. If everything goes well, Platty, I will be getting the Hermes numpad sometime in the next couple days and hopefully building it on Saturday. So if everything goes well, we will be building the second Obey prototype on Saturday, along with the Hermes numpad. So hopefully that's what's going to happen. How old is she? I've got 5 cats. Holy crap. She's like 11, 12. She's a bit older. I also discovered recently that she has hyperthyroidism, so I have to start giving her special food. She's definitely getting a little bit older. She needs special care. Likely not an easy fix unless you're comfortable soldering and taking the board apart. If it's a Leopold, then it's injection molded case. You likely have to pry it open carefully, but not easy like a hot swap board, yeah. Unfortunately, if it comes to Leopold and solder boards, like if we're talking about an actual PCB issue, I am personally not the expert. I am more of a hot swap guy myself. So unfortunately, I won't help. Might be chatter. If it's a problem with the switch, you can remove the PCB from the case, plug it in, and try to bridge. Yeah, so I guess that's the thing, is it depends on how technical you are and how comfortable you are with soldering and fixing PCBs and electrical and all that stuff. I consider myself, she's cleaning. I consider myself a intermediate beginner when it comes to soldering. I can fix hot swap sockets and I can do some basic stuff. I can solder, I can mil-max, but I've yet to do a bridge. I'm not scared. It can't get any more broken if broken. That is true. And if you want to get into that side of things, a busted up PCB that's already on its way out is a great place to practice. Okay. We are almost done with stabs. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I really like this. I really enjoyed I feel like pre-doing these stabs was the right call because guys, we're an hour and a half in, and we haven't even put Switch to PCB yet. Okay. She is going to town. That is great. Okay. Hi, Fifi. Hi. I sent a whole package of keycaps over to Mikey, and he was unboxing them on his stream on Friday. He streams Friday nights typically, and he kept saying, "Oh, Fifi hair, Fifi hair, Fifi hair." So I wonder, whoever gets this board after me, are they gonna get a collection of Fifi hair in the package? Because she likes to snoop. All right, guys, that's it. Those are our stabs. Simple, easy, no muss, no fuss. Knight v3s. Solid. Okay. How many licks does it take to get to the center of your calico? I don't know, but she's gonna try. They are getting rid of their stock. Interesting. Oh yeah, you're talking about the tenets, huh? Tenet 70. I'm not really into boards that are not VIA. So if it's not VIA, if it has custom proprietary software, it is not my thing. Okay, guys, we have another major decision, and that is switches. It sounded like we were going for some of the long poles. So let's set up a poll. We had some manage poll, new poll, question, what? Switch. All right. HMX Valerian. Okay, Fifi. Okay, that's enough. Okay. What was my other one? Oh, yeah. Okay, 3-minute poll. Poll is up. We have HMX Valerians, Firecrackers, MX Blacks, HMX Aperol, Key Geek Sarah. Of these switches, they are all stock with the exception of the MX Blacks. My MX Blacks are factory lubed, except they were spring swapped. So these are stock MX Blacks, factory lube, but spring swapped with bag lube springs. All the other switches are stock. For those that don't know, the Firecrackers and the Valerians are tactiles. Valerian is a light tactile. Firecracker is a modest tactile. And then we have Sarah and Aperol. Sarah is a bit of an older switch. I'm a big fan personally. It's a good Key Geek clack. Aperols are a newer switch. I haven't actually tried them yet. Those are the ones that I won off the Mango giveaway a month or two ago. Aperol sounds so good, so much clack. I haven't tried them yet. I'm very excited. I heard they were good. Aperol or Sarah are going to give the best test on brass. Interesting. Sarah Goat. Any of those close to cherry red switches? I actually don't know. I don't think any of them are close. Even the MX Blacks, I would say, aren't close. Interesting. Aperol's one. Wow. Okay. we will say thank you to DY and Mango, because I won these switches off a giveaway off Mango's server, and I've been waiting to put them in a board. They do fit a little tight. I don't know if it's the... I don't know if it is the board, the switch, or the plate. I'm actually not sure. I have a feeling it is the plate. Maybe the plate fits a little bit tight. Nice. Okay. Just had a bent pen. Have any of you actually tried this? What's it like, Platty? The Aperols? Like, how would you describe them? What do they compare to? Because I've never actually tried them yet. Yeah, Aperols win. Interesting. You're gonna try them now. Yes, thank you, Keebdweeb. Very helpful. Okay. Interesting. So, DH, are these the final gaskets that you guys are going to be using? They, there are some of these that fit. I'm looking at it now. I'm like, I wonder. Okay, never mind. I haven't tried yet. Just listened to all the vids I could find and ordered. Should be here end of the week. Nice. Oh, never mind. That was my mistake. Okay. Skill issue. Question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard is it to build a custom keyboard, and what would the cost be around beside tools? So, that is a great question. I love that question. Let me tell you about my first custom keyboard. My first custom keyboard was a Saka 68. It is an all aluminum board. I got it on sale on Desk Hero. I do not recommend it to anyone. That board took me 2 months to build. And I will explain to you why it didn't. No, Keebdweeb, we're not doing the news. We're not doing the news. We're not going to go there. The Saka 68 took me 2 months to build. The long and short of it is the noose was a $500 board that I've sunk $700 into to get it to sound good, and it doesn't sound good. That's basically, and I've made it my personal mission to make this super expensive fancy board sound good, because it doesn't. That's the short of the news. But my first board was the Saka 68. And this one is missing a thing. Okay, my first board is Saka 68. And one of the reasons it took me 2 months to build is because I started to build it, and then I realized I didn't have all the equipment, and I didn't know how to put stabilizers together. So then I watched videos, and I figured out how to put stabs together. So then I built the whole thing. And then it turned out that the enter key was stuck. And I thought there was a problem with the board. I thought, oh my God, the enter key is stuck. So then I stopped the whole build. And it takes me weeks and weeks of searching, because I'm like, something's wrong. Like, this is not right. There's something wrong with my board. Like, what the heck is going on? And I keep trying to figure out, and this was like 1.5 years ago. It's a long time ago, right? And so I keep fighting against this board, trying to find out, do I have a defective plate? Is there something wrong with my PCB? Are my stabs wrong? Yeah, so you got it in one. It was human error. So basically, I didn't seat the stabs correctly. And so one of the things that you'll probably see, like on the back, right? Like, so you see here, right? The stabilizers have to be properly seated, and so essentially, the way that all these stabs work is that they hook in on one end, so they kind of hook in and under the PCB, and then the other end just kind of clips in, and then you either screw it or clip it or whatever. And I just basically didn't realize that I had improperly installed one of the stabs, and as a result, I was running around in circles. Now, the one big kind of improvement or mechanism that I think you have that I didn't have is that you've already stumbled upon people that that know how to build keyboards. I didn't. So like I was kind of fumbling around on my own trying to figure this out, and I didn't realize that there was Discord, and I didn't realize that there was Twitch, and I didn't realize that there was tons of people in this giant community that was out there and available to help. So that's why my first build took me 2 months. The fact that you're here means that yours won't. If you go to my profile, you'll see there's a link to a Discord server. I'm there, and there's a bunch of people there that'll help you with troubleshooting your build. There are also plenty of other Discord servers. Basically, everyone in this hobby is helpful and nice. Some people are a bit grumpy. That happens. But overall, basically anywhere you go, if you say, hey, if you stumble onto a keyboard server, you can kind of close your eyes and pick one at random, and you're going to stumble on a group of very helpful and friendly people that would love to help you build your first board. So for sure you will run into problems. There will be random little things that will happen, but that's part of the fun, I think, is kind of figuring it out. Like this whole process, I don't know when you joined us, right? Is like this whole process of like figuring out like where the cable goes and which screw goes where and how all the pieces fit together and how you make it sound good and like what mount we use, and to me, that's the whole fun of it. So the question is, if the idea of building a keyboard and building something where you might make a mistake and you might screw it up, and then if that idea is appealing to you, he's saying that because he's in all the servers. I am in many of the servers. If that idea appeals to you, you'll have a blast. In terms of how hard it is, it's actually not that hard. You just kind of, once you figure it out, it's not that difficult. There's just a couple things you got to know, a couple things you learn. You kind of go through this process. It's honestly great fun. Thank you for the cheers, Keeb Dweeb. I appreciate it, my man. I don't know what that was for, but thank you. Have you tried a brass plate yet? So I did. I've tried a brass plate one time. Okay, here's the thing. I'm confused. What are these? What does it mean? Uni 1, I don't know what that means. Kind of sounds like Lego, honestly. So I heard this from someone where they basically said the people that love the keyboard hobby are all the kids that loved Lego from like when they were kids, basically grew up into keyboard people. That's kind of what it is. However, so I think there are 4-ish distinct pleasures, like true pleasures of this hobby. One is the building, what we're doing now, the actual building of the board, that's one. 2 is the tinkering, which is different, which is once you've built the board, tinkering with it, like different switches, different plates. Like one of the things that I showed in the beginning was the different plate material that they had for this board, right? So there's PEI, ALU, and PC. Each one of these produces different sounds, right? Different sounds, different feeling. Thank you, by the way, Keeb Dweeb. Thank you. I don't know what that was for, but thank you. The tinkering. So you get to play around and get different sounds and different feels and different looks. I'm going to leave you running in the background so I can listen. About to get in the car and drive. You do you, my man. I get so excited. Dude, I love this hobby, man. I love this hobby so much. So then there's the tinkering. The tinkering is when you built everything. So this is by the way one of the reasons that I must be love. It is one of the reasons that I built the stabs is because I want to spend a little bit more time tinkering with this board. However, the tinkering is one of the gaskets fell out. Okay. The tinkering is when you can kind of mess with it to get a different look, a different feel, a different sound. So I said the building, the tinkering. Third one is the collecting. And that's what you see behind me here on the wall, right? This is one wall. There are other walls. For me, the collecting is part of the fun because I like the variety. I like different boards with different looks and different feels and different sounds, and I work from home. So, the keyboard is like my primary tool, my primary way of interacting with the world and generating revenue, and it's my primary way of fun. So kind of like how in the old days you wear a suit, like you kind of get up in the morning, wear a suit to work, and your suit is kind of like the thing, like these days for me, it's the keyboard. The keyboard is like my main thing. So I like collecting it. I like having options with different sounds and all of that. That's the third joy. And the fourth one, and I think this is the one that most people who are here end up with this fourth one, and that's the community. And as with every community, it is full of people, and some of them are people that you won't like, and some of them are people that you will like. But I will say, basically across the board, it is a community full of nice, kind, genuine, authentic people. And you are going to encounter way more of the nice, kind, genuine. Oh. Hey guys, have I told you the story? Have I told you my Finley story? Have you heard this? I don't know how many of you have heard this story, the Finley story. So I don't know if I've told this story. Please tell. Okay, so I'm sure you guys know Sergeant Finley, right? So Sergeant Finley is pretty well known. I think now he's relatively well known in the enthusiast community. Alps creator. So he builds retro keyboards and Alps keyboards, which is a very specific passion, a very specific thing. And he was my first friend that I made when I joined one of the discords in this community. I think it was the Keybay Discord where I met him. And within a couple weeks of meeting him, this guy who doesn't know me at all, I'm like a total stranger. And don't come to Z Frontier if you wish to keep this feeling. Yeah. Oh wait, no, that's Keyboard Dad. No, it's not. It's hold on, let me just check. Yeah, I knew it. Remember earlier on where I said that the indicator slots into the plate? That's it right there. Right here. So that's the LED, like, little acrylic thing. So I met Finley, and within a couple weeks of knowing me, he realized I was new, and he said, hey, dude, I have a bunch of switches I don't use. Why don't I send them to you? And so I'm like just brand new in this hobby. I don't really know anyone or anything. And this dude sends me a giant package of like hundreds and hundreds of switches. I'm not exaggerating. To just play around with and learn, right? This guy didn't know me. I was brand new to the hobby, and that was my first experience, was that. And so for me, Finley set the tone. Finley was kind of like my introduction to the hobby. He was the first person I met, my first friend in the hobby, and literally the first thing that he did was send me a care package of like hundreds of switches as a welcome. It's super sweet. And that really set the tone for me in the keyboard hobby. And so since then, whenever I sell a keyboard on Mech Market, I include free switches as like a little bonus. And I typically, whenever I ship something, I like to include switches and send people switches. And he was sort of my example when I first came in, and I try to keep that alive. The dude is just such a genuine, nice guy. Very nice guy. I had to leave, but we back. Who wants to be my Finley? Finley is a super cool guy, he is. Welcome back, Rad. Thanks for coming back, and thank you for the sub, my dude. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Nav was the one who brought me into the community. Yeah, but Mikey, you were creating content. You were like kind of a part of the community without being in the community, you know? Like you were creating content. You were actually one of the first content creators, by the way, that I watched when I first joined the hobby. I remember watching you a year and a half ago when I first like entered, looking at your Switch reviews, my dude. And actually, when I was going through my pre-built phase, getting newfies and stuff, yours were some of the reviews that I would watch. Okay. We have our switches in. We're going to install this, but I need help now. I need to know keycaps. And we have a silver board. I would like to use GMK, but we can also use Kikobo if we must. But I think GMK is the play because we're trying to... I do have modern materials. However, it is stone, not concrete. I think people typically prefer Prefer concrete. Give me a second. Let me get this. Actually, hold on. Let me take a pause. Okay. Give me a second, guys. So we're going to do a poll for keycaps. What I'm going to do is read out the options. So I'm just going to go and take a look at GMK. I'm going to read out the options. We're going to take a look at the first 3 or 4 that show up in chat. And we'll do a vote on those, okay? So we have CYL GMK ZX. We have Metropolis. We have Modern Materials Stone. We have Siege. We have Dual Shot, Fright Night. And we have Evil Dolch. So we have ZX, Metropolis, Modern Matte Stone, Siege, Evil Dolch, Fright Night, and Dual Shot. Those are the options. Dual Shot might go hard. Konsu is an option. I also have Nichiren. Nichiren would go hard too. If we want to include KKB, we have a lot of other KKB options. I want to see Fright. You want to see Fright Night? My vote goes to which one you like the most. That is very sweet. All right, we got 3 votes for Konsu in chat. I didn't even think Konsu was gonna fright. All right, let's do a quick vote. Okay. You know what? If we want to include KKB, I also have Nichiren that came in, and I haven't even used Nichiren yet. Konsu would go hard. Winkler would, but Winkler's currently in use, so I think Konsu will go hard. Okay, let's do a quick. Honestly, I think you're probably right. Konsu would go hard. But let's do this. New poll. What caps? Konsu, Nichiren, Fright Night, Dual Shot, Modern Matte Stone. All right, we're gonna have this one be quick. 2 minutes. We'll do it fast. We'll get it done. Yeah, Nichiren arrived yesterday, day before. I think some people got it even last week. Honestly, Platy, I think you're right. Us Chinese people and freights, huh? I think you're right. I don't know if Nichiren will go with the brass. Honestly, I have a feeling that you guys are right that Konsu will go well. I think Modern Matte would go well too. Honestly, we're spoiled for choice. I think, I mean, it's a silver board, right? Silver goes with a lot. Okay, let's clear this up a bit. Yes, I built Nichiren last week. I think I saw your build. Holy, 4 for Konsu. Jeez. I got the Nichiren edition. Oh, you got the Nichiren edition. I got it too, dude. The Nichiren edition Chi65, I got the same. DY is the boss. He expedited it. That's awesome, dude. I think we're actually getting close, by the way, on Chi65. Okay. Give me a second. So I probably should not have. Where did my other one go? Let's try this. I can't believe Konsu is winning. This is like doing surgery. Oh man. Am I gonna have to remove this? I think I'm gonna have to remove this. Okay. Kansu one. Nuts. Another question. Do custom boards work like plug and play? No silly software involved. So that is one area where custom boards are typically, I think, better. Is that they all use open, or almost all of the ones that you might encounter that are popular, they all use open source software. And so it's a web-based software called VIA, QMK VIA, and almost all of them use this open source software. And so what that means is that you don't have to download anything silly. You just connect it to your USB, go to a specific website, and that's all there is to it. DH, why did you do this to me? You see these hands, man? These hands are made for eating burgers. Why did I take it out? Why did I do that? Why do I do these things to myself? Okay. Oh. Am I doing something wrong? I really should not have removed this cable. Oh, there we go. Nice. Yeah, you told me the light bar comes out. Okay, so basically, this cable that connects the light bar to the PCB, what I should have done is just remove the whole light bar. That probably would have made things a lot easier. Once it's in, it's actually in there like pretty stable, so it's fine. I'll just put this back together. Nice. Honestly, after this, you can be a surgeon. Honestly, it's annoying, but it's not that bad. Okay. There we go. There we go. One thing I would suggest, DH, is to throw together a build guide. For anyone that ends up getting this, I think a build guide will be very helpful, especially for this portion. Probably very helpful. Okay, now, the only thing that's left is we're gonna put the little LED indicator here. So this is so there's an LED indicator that comes in on the blocker. This is a little PC piece. Put that in there. Nice. This is fun. I'm very curious how this is going to sound. Remove those switches by the screw holes first, or they'll bind with the top case. Oh, that was why it was a little bit a little tricky getting the side bits in. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Perfect. Looks good. Awesome. Nice. Good. Okay. We're in business. And Kansu won. Almost done, dudes. Almost done. You are surprisingly good at this. You are full of shit, my friend. That is so not true. Okay, you know what? I think we're going to do it the other way. I think this way would be better. I think we're going to flip it so that you guys can see what's going on. I think we're going this way. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Nice. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. We are in business. We are in business. Ooh. Okay. We're in business. We got it. 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 Okay. I'm excited. We are getting close to my favorite part, which is when we have the full build done and we look at it all built. This is my favorite part. Well, I have many favorite parts. That's like, it's just, I love it, my dude. This is, I forgot something. What did I forget? Does anyone know? I love it when he says it like, what did I say? I didn't say anything wrong. I did forget the key. I did, no, I did not forget the keycaps. We are at the stage where we put on the keycaps, but I have not forget it. Nope, we don't need to test the stabs. I am confident in my stab building skills. We forgot this. This goes here. It is the little blocker on the... Now I need to remember how to do this. We're going to do it like this. Wait. How am I going to do this? I'll do it like this. Okay. Yeah, but I want to do it properly because then I want to have the build. And I want to... Okay. I'm a professional, I swear. I swear. Okay. Okay. Wrong way around. No. No. What am I doing wrong? There we go. There we go. Nice. Okay. In business again. Yes, got it. Just another hour, yeah. There we go, okay. Yeah, I got it. Vice, we did a vote. It is Kansu. Normally on this stream, the GMK folks come out and show up, but today it was not the GMK folks. It was the Kikobo folks. So it is Kansu today. Nice. Okay. KKB folks for the win. Vice, do you prefer... Oh, God damn it. I lost a screw. I really... I lost a screw. I swear to God, guys, I've built keyboards before. I swear to God I know what I'm doing most of the time. Okay? It's just, I'm a little bit psyched out because I lost power. And so we're going to blame the power situation. Building top was harder for me. What do you mean? Harder for you? Like, what did I miss? You sure? I still don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I feel like at some point you kind of have to transition from knowing to not knowing and then back to knowing. Because I feel like my life has been a string of not knowing and then knowing and then not knowing. As a kid, you don't know. Then you become a teenager, then you think you know. Then you become an adult, then you don't know. Then you become older and you realize you never knew. Blame Mikey. I do like to blame Mikey. Mikey's fun. That's deep. I like GMK Alpha, but KKB Spacebar. Okay, Mikey, wow. I would argue that the entire enthusiast community likes GMK Spacebar. I have not heard anyone ever say they prefer KKB Spacebar. That is a controversial take, my dude. Oh, I should have tested this. We're just gonna go with it, okay? This is what it is. Fake it till you make it. And then you realize that everyone else was faking it all along, and it kind of doesn't matter. Then you just recognize that everyone's faking it along with you. All right, Konsu, let's grab. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. We're almost there. We are almost there. ABM always blame Mikey. Mikey is weird. He's not weird. He's just a baby. Man, the KKB Spacebar is so close. I like them both. Interesting. I honestly don't mind KKB Spacebars. I know a lot of people say that GMK is significantly better. I personally don't mind KKB Spacebars. I like them. However, there are some boards where GMK Spacebars, it just has to be. I don't know what happens, but there are some boards where the KKB Spacebar just doesn't hit for me. Because they are thicker, that's what she said. I gotta go break my fast. Bye now. Thanks for stopping by, Vice. Good luck with, what do they say? Something, shoot. I don't remember. Happy Ramadan. Enjoy, Vice. Have a good dinner. Sorry. I wish I you know what's funny? My wife was Muslim and she would know, and she would kill me for not knowing. Godspeed. No, but there's like a Muslim, there's a Arabic saying, I just forget what it is. When you break fast, that's what you say, but I don't know what it is. I don't remember. There are people out there that say, mashallah. Yeah, there we go. That's what it is. Mashallah. No, that's not what they say. That's different. No, that's different. There's something where they say something Ramadan. It's like when you're breaking fast, they say it together, but I don't remember. KKB is so close to being as good as GMK. The surface texture. You know what's funny is I actually enjoy the texture. I like the smoothness of KKB. I do not. It's not an automatic GMK texture for me. I appreciate both of them. The only times where I think sometimes it's a bit different is I think there are some boards like where the acoustic signature of the board, on some boards one does better than the other. I think it's just as simple as that. On some boards one does better, on other boards the other does better. I think this, especially with the PVD on the top, I think this keycap set actually works out pretty good. Witness the bounce. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. I need to get my hands on some SWG stuff. I heard the texture on those is great. Dude, SWG, I was very, very impressed. I got the SWG beige set, and I built it a couple streams ago on a Class 80, and it was very, very good. I was very impressed. In terms of like clack, I actually place it in between GMK and KKB. They're both, all three of them I think are in the same league now. The only feedback that I think SWG got was apparently their spacebar was a little bit too deep, And I've heard that on the newer sets, they've already adjusted the mold on the spacebar. And so the spacebar mold now is going to be clackier. It's going to be higher pitched, and that was the only negative point that I think. Makes sense. It's thinner, so it should be clackier than KK. Is it thinner? Really? I did not know that. It's a good spacebar. To me, the spacebar is the make or break. Oh, guys. How many of you were here on the Toro 60 stream? The last one. The Toro 60 stream, I had a lot of problems with that spacebar. I ended up, oh, it's here. So I built this last stream. This is a 60, and this is built with PBT fans. PBT fans Atomic. This board, when I first built it, the spacebar was difficult. Like, it was not great. And then we got to a build on stream where I got the spacebar kind of acceptable, but it wasn't great. And then I tinkered with it for 2 days. For 2 days afterwards, every evening I would take it apart and tinker with it again and again and again. And I finally got the spacebar to somewhere where I find it like, it's okay. And it's like, it's still a little flat. You can hear it, right? Like, hold on. Okay, just, it's not even done, but just compare, okay? This is a Type R spacebar. Yeah, but even this, we tried GMK, the GMK was not significantly better. Like, there's a poppiness to it. Nice. I love a good spacebar. I love a good poppy. Sorry. I love me a good poppy spacebar. Dude, Hector, the Toro 60. Okay, I did a bit more investigation, by the way. It turns out that my Toro 60, the top frame was slightly warped. So I don't know if you remember, if you were there on stream, but we were getting some crazy ping, and I tinkered with it and I played around with it, and what I realized is that the top case was warped. That's where the ping was coming from. And so I had to do like a crazy amount of force braking to get the warp to go away. By the way, guys, we do white, right? We do the gold enter, but the white arrows, right? I'm leaning towards that, but I'm open to alternatives. I might have to touch up the stabs. So we have gold and we have white. So basically I can do the gold arrow or the white arrow. Those are basically the two options that I have. Gold. Yes, sir. All right, we got double for gold. Do you guys want to leave the enter alone, or do we take the enter back to white enter? Because this is where we are at currently. I think we go back to white enter, honestly. I think this looks a bit wonky. Yeah, I think you're right, Ro. Let's go back to white. IMO, if you do accent arrows, you need accent enter. Really? I typically, so, you know, I'll tell you what, Elquan, this is actually, when I do accent arrows and I want the accent enter, this is what I do. I swear to God, this is actually what I do. I do it like this. No? I gotta go and never come back. Come on. No? I think that looks better. Unsub. Fine. You know, hold on. Let me look around the room and tell you how many boards I have that are already doing that. How many boards do I have that are already doing that? I can spot one other board right now that's doing that already. Get out, Nevi. Go to the corner. Put back the gold top arrow, and then just the gold escape. Okay, hold on. Wait. Let's do this step by step. Okay. I do not have a gold escape. Oh, I do have a gold escape. Okay. Now, someone said they wanted a white backspace. I don't know how I feel about white backspace. I think gray tab and gold escape looks wonky with alpha backspace. Gray tab. Okay. We can try it this way. White backspace. What do we think about this? What else can I do? So many things wrong, I gotta leave. You can have perfect top two rows of gray, so no other set has it. Perfect top 2 rows of gray. Oh. Oh yeah, I didn't see that. Oh yeah, I like that. Let's do that. Yeah. Let's try that out. I like that. Okay, hold on. Wait. Let's try this out. I like that idea. I think we have a winner. Yeah, that looks clean. Dude, I like that. The only thing is that I don't think it works with the enter. I think we have to go back to the white enter. I think... Where did it go? There it is. I think this is it. Come on, guys, that's clean. You know what? Honestly, the more I'm looking at it, the more I think it should be white arrows, gold enter, or just white arrows. But this looks great. Platy, the top 2 rows, all gray. All right, hold on. I'm sorry. This is gonna bug me. Huh? Oh, yeah. So, Mr. or Mrs. Ultimate Rayo, I don't know if you're still here, but this is the part This is another one of my favorite parts, is like when you have the full finished build with the keycaps, and it's just, all right, Elquan, I'm with you. Let's do the white arrows. And you get to look at your final product, and it's like, and it just fits together. Oh, I love it. Platy, you're right. This is a special set. You know what? And I am a Sir Mister. Sounds good. So this dude is like my favorite. It's like after you put it all together, and you know you have your little problems, whatever the mistake was, like, oh shit, I forgot this, and then you do that, and like whatever, there's a little ticking on the stab, and then, you know, after you go through all of that, and then you have the finished product, and you're okay, come on. There are no gray arrows. It's gold or white. Guys, I think this is it. No, this is it. I love this. I think it works particularly well with the PVD. I'm not sure if the version that I would get would have the PVD. I would need to think about it. But that looks great. Yeah. Oh. Okay. The only thing is the gold accents would look great with the brass, right? I'll give you that. But when you're looking at it just top down like this, as is, very clean. Okay, let's pack this away. Let's get to our sound test. Okay, I feel like, okay guys, so this is something that I think I say every stream. Every stream, I say this multiple times. I'm like, you know, my favorite part, and then I say something different, and then 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh, you know, my favorite part, and then I'm talking about whatever the hell I'm doing in that moment, and but you know, my favorite. So it's like, basically the whole thing is my favorite. From start to finish, this is all my favorite. I love it all. I can't get it. Like, if I could just do this forever, I would. Like, constantly just nonstop build keyboard. Like, so yes, every moment is my favorite moment when I'm doing this. It's like, it's all my favorite. So I was about to say, we're about to come on, my favorite. Come on. Okay, chill. Don't even. No, I knew what I made. The second I said it, in my mind, danger, Will Robinson. You have made a tactical error. Okay, hold on. So, we're about to hit my next favorite part. Can we start a poll to SWW what Navi will? No, to see what Navi will. No. Okay, my favorite part. We're about to get to my favorite part, which is the first type test. Okay, click it in, and we pacha. Oh, this is my favorite part. This is like, but it's like, okay, you know what? This is why, because like every step in this process builds on the next step. So it's like you do something in the beginning and it's like, oh shit, the ribbon cable, oh, I should, you know, and then you fix it and then it comes together and then it's like, oh great, that's awesome. It's like, that's my favorite part. I just made it work. And then you go to the next part and it's like, oh, I want to put the switches in. You put the switches in, you put your first little clicky and it's like, oh, the first little clicky. Oh, that's my favorite part. And then you put the keycaps in. It's like, oh, I'm trying to figure out, I love putting, now I got to figure out if it's the gold one or the not gold one. How does it all fit to, I have no idea. That's my favorite part. You know, it's all my favorite part. And then you guys are talking shit, and that's hilarious, and that's my favorite part. It's all my favorite part. Golden Retriever Navi. You know what's funny is, so I mean, you might have figured it out by now, but I have ADD. We all have ADD. Welcome to the ADD Club. The keyboard hobby is full of people with ADD. My favorite part is when my stream is over. No, dude. I like your streams. They're chill vibes. Okay, so we have our build done. We are upon the sound test. Now, this is Navi the Key Guy. It's our tradition to come on every board we test. my guy, this is your keyboard. You are the designer. You have to. Why are you also, guys? What does it say when the designer is more interested in trolling the? Like, I was about to get to the type test, and the designer of the keyboard is like throwing dirty jokes at me. Like, bro, I'm about to do the thing. We're doing the thing. This is the whole reason we're here. Is the thing. Is the. I guess we could tell dirty jokes. That's fine. Just remember, my mom listens to stream. That's not a joke. She listens to stream. Okay, so we're going to do this. Actually, first, let me just... I'm not going to do all this and then realize that, oh, I made a terrible mistake and nothing works. So let's make sure. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so, guys, we know for a fact that the PCB works. Oh, damn it, the lights are too bright, but I don't know if you can make it out. Can you make it out? Hold it. How do I show this? That's sad. You guys can't see it. Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go. Now you can see it, right? So there's one indicator here. You can see it there. So now it's lit up. Okay, that's one. And then we have the other one here. Wait, no. Okay, the one in the back is not on. Is not on. We'll have to turn it on. Okay, cool. Ultimate real. If the buyer is trolling, you change the keycaps before delivering and send them the other ones. Go replace them yourself? I don't understand. If the buyer is trolling, you change the keycaps before delivering and send them the other ones. I do not understand. Okay, let's just do a quick... Ooh. Give me a second. I have a feeling that... I'm just checking. Okay, so... Does that... I'm just checking because this is one of the fatter cables. I'm checking to see if it... This one actually might not work. Let me do another one. So I have a few boards that are like this where the fat USB cable doesn't fit. The Crush 65 was one of them. The Oblique is another one. But every once in a while you get onto a keyboard that... Okay, so I'm pretty sure that this PCB is one of the wonky PCBs because it's not currently registering for me. Jabronis, thanks for joining, my dude. Yeah, so DH, Sephi was telling me that one of the PCBs in the Protos, one of them apparently is a little bit wonky and doesn't work great because it was like damaged or something. I'm pretty sure this is the wonky one and the good one is in the PC version. So we'll still be able to do a type test, but I won't be able to, it'll be a little bit wonky because it won't be registering. So the lights are working, but apparently this is the wonky one. So on Saturday, we'll build the PC one. And we'll do a better test there. It's also possible that what's it called? It's also possible that I didn't put in the ribbon cable correctly. So I'll do a little bit of troubleshooting. There is a switch under the caps lock. But the indicator light here is on. Like the keyboard is on, right? The light is working. But you're right. Maybe let's try this. Let's see. Is there a mode switcher? I think this might be a wonky one. Like, could the PCB be in wireless mode? So I'm switching modes. Is there a particular direction that this switch is supposed to go? It might just be, by the way, that I have one of the wonky PCBs in here and the other PCB is the one that works well. Usually FN4 or 4. Flip it up. Okay. Forgot which way to go. Well, so I've been flipping it up and down and trying different things. But let's see. FNR. Problem is I don't actually know which FN is. Thing is, I don't think we have a wireless PCB. I can do one quick check just to make sure that the ribbon on the bottom is properly connected. But it's just possible that this is one of the wonky PCBs. Sorry, FN, because because Clippy, I'm pretty sure that this is a wired because there's no batteries in it. Where is it? Okay. Yeah, but PCB might be both. It might be both, actually. You're right. But I did FN 1, 2, 3, and I did. Where is the 1, 2, 1, 2? There we go. Let's see. Okay. Maybe the last reviewer was faulty, and you will figure it out. Maybe, because what Sefi was telling me is that there were that the designer was saying that in the proto there are 2 PCBs, and apparently one of the PCBs is a bit wonky, and either doesn't work or some keys don't work or something. How funny would it be if I take this apart and we realize that like I improperly put in the ribbon cable? Oh my god, that'd be so funny. Like, funny, but not funny. But hey, it is what it is. Definitely funny, yeah. And it would be very on brand, Rufus. Very, very on brand. To take it all the way apart and then realize that this whole time there was just a little mistake. Okay, so. I think my ribbon is fine. I'm pretty certain my ribbon is fine. However, just in case, we are going to lift it up and try it one more time. Okay. Let's see how we do. Let's see how we do. 1, 2, 3, 4. lost a screw. I swear to God, guys. Oh no, Keebdweeb is going to wreck me one of these days. One of these days, Keebdweeb is going to just destroy me. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's try this. I just undid the ribbon cable, reseated it. Let's try this one more time and let's see where we land. Yeah, I'm not sure. I despise ribbon cable. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of ribbons myself. But mostly because they're super finicky. But I have plenty of boards that use them. Okay, what is the problem here? Where are we running into issues? Yeah, I don't know. Alright. We're going to do one more thing. We're going to check the connection on the inside under the weight. Just in case I made another mistake. Almost there, Nevi. Dude, the only problem with pogos that I have is that pogos are proprietary. And it basically just creates a whole nother problem where you have to buy additional PCBs. It just creates a whole separate thing to deal with. That's my only issue with pogo connectors. Is it an ID10T? Oh my god. You guys get me every time. Okay. Let's try this. Yeah, so I don't know what the deal is. I think this just might be one of the faulty PCBs, guys. Because I don't know. Everything looks connected. Looks good to me. Of the gaskets fell out. I'm just going to pop the gaskets back in. We'll put this back together. We'll get our type test in. And then we're going to have to... I'll take a look at the other PCB. And we'll be good to go. Okay. Nice. Just blame the last reviewer. The last reviewer probably broke it. Don't worry about it. Okay. No problem. Nice, nice, nice. Are we back in business? We are, except we're going to put this back in. Okay. I see the problem. All right, I see the issue. The holder, the cable holder, the actual whatever connector for the JST cable has popped off a little bit. I see it now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's totally come off. I think at some point it must have pulled off a bit. And it just like, it got loose, and I think that was the problem. Sorry, guys. So I think we're going to have to rely on the other PCB. It's probably, this is potentially what was causing the problems. But it looks like the actual cable came a little bit loose. I do not have the skills to solder this back on, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. So we'll just do a type test as is without it, because I want to hear how this thing sounds. And we'll have to actually test everything out together with the other PCB on Saturday. Let's put this here so we don't lose it. Sorry, my dudes. Okay. Just solder it. I'm just kidding. 2 builds tonight. Told you. Yeah, that's too bad. That's really too bad. This one was actually hand soldered. Oh, okay, that might be why. Maybe it was a little loose, I'm not sure. That's too bad. Oh yeah, Sephi did actually mention that apparently these PCBs were hand soldered, so a lot of the components were hand soldered in by him to save prototyping costs, and that the final PCBs will obviously be done by the factory. So it's possible that this is just one of the risks that comes with that. No worries. It is okay. Okay. There we go. We are a couple of goofballs. Do not worry, my dude. Do not worry. Okay, we're back in business. Let's get this thing finished and hear how it sounds. So, a question for you guys. So, this build is a gasket for the PC build. The next one on Saturday, we'll do top mount. I think top mount on PC works pretty well, by the way. But this one is gasket, and Saturday will be top mount. Okay. So a question for you guys. How do you want to do it with the control board? So with the Neo 60, the Neo 65 that I've prepped, the ones with the MX Blacks, how do you guys want to do it? Does it make sense to start off with the control board sound test? So we do one with the Neo 65 CU, 30-second sound test as a baseline. And then once that is done, we then switch over to the board that we're taking a look at. Would that make sense to you guys as an approach on how we want to go about these tests? That's what I'm thinking we'll do. So let's do a quick test with the 65 CU so you guys can get a rough idea of how something sounds with a familiar build. And then we'll move on to the board we're looking at today. So this is just going to be a quick 30-second sound test. Start with control, then review, then back to control to compare oddities. Start with control, then review, then back to the control to compare differences. Okay, sounds good. So this is our control board. So this is Neo 65 CU with GMK Moonlight, Alu plate, top mount. 30 seconds is a long time. You're right, we'll do 15. Alu plate, top mount, modded MX Black. So these are lubed, filmed, spring swapped. Let's get my wife would disagree. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. control. This is Obey65. Let's do, okay. Let's try this out. Alu plate. I love the space bar. So I think the center alphas here seem pretty solid to me. The spacebar seems really good. It's seated, dude. Spacebar is seated. No, it's good. No. I think the top row here, it might be because of the forehead, but it feels a little bit quieter, a little bit weaker than I'm used to. But you're right. The right mods, backspace is okay. Delete is okay. I wonder if something isn't seated there. The right mod, spacebar sounds off versus the control or baseline. I'm not sure. Hold on. Maybe it does need a little bit of grease. Maybe you're right. Maybe the spacebar needs a little bit of grease. I think you might be right. There was a tiny bit of ticking I heard. Good call. I think you need to balance the Elquan. For the record, since I pre-assembled these stabs, the wires are already balanced, my dude. But thank you for the suggestion. Yeah, that's better. All right. It does feel soft. I'm just wondering. I don't know if there's an issue with my stabs. I hear a tiny, tiny tick. I think I hear a tiny tick. I don't know if you can you guys hear it? Sounds like the spacebar is lifting on the stab post. Maybe. I wonder if, let me try, okay. Let me try a different switch. I want to try a full travel switch and see how we do. Let me pull out my cherry. Okay, so this is a Cherry MX2A Black. It is factory lubed, but spring swapped, otherwise stock. Just press down on it a bit more. Let's see. It is flipped, north or south. I always forget which is which. The 7U is it's opposite direction from the alphas, whatever that means. I always forget, my dude. I'm sorry. Hey, Gondo. Thanks for joining, man. I don't know. I like it. That would be northeast. What do you guys think? Honestly, I kind of like it. My issue, I think, is a little bit more, there's something funny going on here. Oh, it's ticking. It's my enter stab is ticking. That's what's going on. All right. Let's do the... Let's do... Okay, let's try this out. Hey Gondo, we are building an Obey65. This is a group. It's currently, is it an IC or no? It's not an IC. I think IC is done. It's going into group buy soon. So the enter is slightly wonky, but I might have to do with my stab. All right, let's do one more. It would not bother me for a decent keyboard. It just sounds different. I'm only used to pre-built mechanical keyboards. Dude, the custom world is wildly different. Wildly different. Like once you start, and the other thing is that pre-builts are primarily THOC dominated, whereas the custom scene is primarily clock dominated, right? So it's a big difference between what you have on one side versus the other. Okay, let's do one more test. We're going to do one more quick test of the control board, which is our 65 CU with MX Blacks versus our review board. All right, we'll just do a quick test, and we'll see how we feel. Okay. Last one on the Obey. I wonder if this board needs a plastic plate. I had expected, honestly, when I first saw this board, I had expected it because of the brass bottom. I had expected it to run quite a bit deeper. And I think it's actually turned out to be, and I know that we're using some very, very high pitched switches. From what I've heard, the Aperols are like quite high pitched in terms of switches. Like they're definitely on the sharper, clackier side. But even with that, it's sounding a bit sharper than I had initially expected. So I wonder if this board is one that will really benefit from a plastic plate. I'm kind of curious, and I'm wondering if the PC board, if it will actually be better with a plastic plate. Although, you know what? I want to do a quick test. I wonder, hold on a second. I wonder if this board will do better. In general, tight boards like this are much more affected by switches. Changing planes won't do as much because of the tight mechanics. Interesting. It's just, I don't know if you can hear it, Gondo, but like there's like a sharpness to this board. It's like much more high pitched than I thought it would be. And I don't know if the Aperols are the best switch for it. And so I'm wondering if we do a quick swap and take some of these Aperols out and try another switch, I'm wondering how this will potentially change things up. So we'll try some MX Blacks. I can definitely hear it, but I blame it much more on the switch. Some switches with a denser plastic should do the trick. Okay, let's try it. So I'm going to start off with MX Blacks and Key Geek Sarah. Let's see how these do. The Sarahs, by the way, I don't know if you guys have tried them, but the Sarahs are some of my favorite switches. I absolutely love these switches. Very, very nice, clean clack, and they have like a pretty unique sound to them. I'm actually not sure if the Sarahs are the right call for this, but I kind of just want to see what they sound like. Okay, so we have MX Blacks, Key Geek Sarah, and then Aperols. Okay, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. MX Blacks. Key Geek Sarah. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I don't think the Aperol was the right call for this board. I'm actually really happy we're doing another build on Saturday because I'm very curious. So these are Key Geek Sarah in the middle, MX Blacks on the right, and then MX Blacks on the left, and then Aperols on the right. Okay, what other switch? What do we want to try? I want to try something else on the right 3. What do we compare it against? I can do Valerians. We can go into the library. I mean, I have a bunch. I have a big library. What do you guys think? Those are palms. You want nylon top preferably. Okay. Let me go to the library and let's see what I have. Nylon top. Keyboards. Library. Switch library. So this is how, okay, you want top housing and you want nylon. Okay, blended nylon, I'm assuming that works. Nylon. Hold on, nylon. MX are nylon, they are. Yes. PA12 is nylon, I think. PA66 is blended nylon. Let's try this. Okay, so we can use cherries, we can use milky yellows, which I have. We can use oil kings. I'm not sure how the oil kings will work. There's a problem with JWK switches. Full nylon, maybe non-cherry HMX or Key Geek. So many people bought Gateron just to harvest the tops. Interesting. So we can put Gateron in there. I have milky yellows. So we can put milky yellows in there. We can try those. Sennheiser nylons, but I think those will be too high pitched. We can do Orange Boy, Star Wish, Sunflower, Catmint. Ooh, cheddar. Okay, let's try cheddar, SWK cheddar, and let's try milky yellows. Oil Kings too. All right, let's try those 3. Stay. What was the other one? Milky Yellows, Oil Kings, and I missed something. Cheddar. Okay, now this is my favorite part. When you get to the tinkering and you actually start to fiddle around with all the different switches and try different combos, this is what I like. Needs a gold enter key. Keep Dweeb, it looks great, come on. You guys and your golds. Okay, let's try this. We're gonna do... We're just gonna hack this together. Okay. Let's do this. Special K-Tech. Thank you for joining, my man. Now, I like the MX Blacks, so I want to keep those in. Let's try this. You cannot say everything is your favorite part, but they are my favorite part. But that's what it is, Mikey. They're all my favorite. It's like someone says, who do you love the most? It's like, I love you all. That's just what it is. Okay, so we have MX Blacks, spring swapped, but otherwise stock. We have modded milky yellow, so lubed, filmed, and spring swapped. And then we have SWK cheddar on the far right. All right, let's try this again. So we have our MX Blacks. Let's bring it closer. Then we have our modded milkies. Then we have our cheddars. I am not a fan of the cheddars. I I think Gondo might be right. The film tightens tolerances, so the switch is tighter, thus less high-pitched vibrations. Interesting. Interesting. So based on that logic, if I put in filmed MX Blacks, you're saying even that would be good too, because what I have here are only spring swapped, but otherwise stock. Let's try the Oil Kings. Just now I realize I'm the biggest keyboard nerd. My dude, we are all keyboard nerds. We all just have different wikis in our brains to refer to. I don't like the Oil Kings in this. So, my only problem with the GAT yellows is they're just a little bit too quiet for me, for my taste. Yeah, K-Tech, these by the way are I bought them pre-modded, right? So the spring weights in the GAT yellows are actually quite light, usually like lighter than my preference. It does sound good. It's just I typically like I like it a little bit louder. Oh, I have something. I have something that I think I will like more. Okay, so I don't know how many of you are familiar with Gateron Plus. However, Gateron Plus is basically a GAT Milky Yellow where they tweaked the factory lubing and the leaf, I believe. I don't remember exactly what the differences were, but there are a few differences. And so these are GAT Pluses that I think are stock. Yeah, it's a custom Franken switch, but it's basically a yellow with like a couple differences. So it's like the same materials as a yellow, but they like did something different to it. I don't remember exactly what they did. So these are some stock switches that I bought unlubed, and then I modded myself. I lubed them a tiny bit. Very, very light very, very light hand lubing. I think I only did the rails, I think. And so they're going to be the same materials as the modded Milky, but they're going to be a little bit louder. And I think I'm going to like these more. Can you hear? So on the right is the pluses. On the left is the Milkies. The Milkies are a little bit deeper. Honestly, to my taste, I think I like the MX Blacks the best. So this is what I'm thinking for the Saturday build. For the PC one, which is this guy. What I'm thinking is we do top mount with either alu plate or plastic plate with MX Blacks. That's what I'm thinking for Saturday. And then we can compare MX Blacks to MX Blacks in the control board. I have a feeling that, because, okay, okay, so two things. So one, overall, I like the spacebar. The spacebar is very poppy. It's like to my taste, right? So I prefer it to the 65 CU spacebar, which to me is a little bit, like it's a bit deeper. It's not bad, but I prefer the louder, brighter, poppier spacebar. So I like the spacebar. I think that the Aperols are a bit too much for me. I missed sound tests, of course. I got to stop working. Are you still working, Platty? The PI doesn't really do much for me, but top could be different. So I have PC. I have a PC plate and a PEI plate. Um, so we can try both. But honestly, for the MX Blacks, I'm wondering if we do, because here's actually honestly, I'm wondering if off stream I switch this build to a plastic plate, because I'm wondering if the long pole HMXs will go better with the plastic plate, and I'm wondering if the MX Blacks will go better with the alu plate top mount PC, because I think alu plate on PC is going to be really good. I think. Um, but we can discuss it on Saturday. It is approaching my bedtime, so I think we're gonna have to call it pretty soon. Um, I think MX Blocks is the play. I think that's the play. The one thing I will say, guys, is that for me, just on looks alone, like this is a very, very striking board. Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, K-Tech, it's Konsu. That looks great. Awesome. All right, guys, thank you so much for being a part of this with me, for joining me, for hanging out. I appreciate all of you. Let's see who we have available to raid, and we will go from there. All right. It looks like. Do you guys see anyone online? I see Alex and Apiary, but I like to. Keep Dweeb is gonna wreck me next time. I try to raid smaller streamers when possible. Uh, do you guys know anyone smaller that's online? If not, I'll raid Apiary. Send it to me. I'll stream it next. I would love to, but that is not my choice. You're lucky, baby shark. So, Keep Dweeb. Actually, I think I'm going to change things a little bit for the baby shark redemption. I think moving forward, I'm going to remove the restriction for the Saturday stream, and I'm just going to change the rule. If it's a sponsored build, meaning we're reviewing a build, we'll leave it off, and any personal build, we'll leave it on. I think that's what we'll do. So that means Saturdays will be back on the menu. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Let's give Apiary a raid. I appreciate you all, and I will see you guys in a few days. Thank you, guys.
Huge. And like I think it's like 30 are walking around in the same area as you at a given time. So that's a lot of Sims to be running. Like this it's good. Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. We are playing Pokemon Pokopia, and I am unfortunately simping for the Switch 2 right now. So if you're trying to avoid buying a Switch 2, I'm afraid this is probably not the stream for you. Like I keep saying this, but like seriously, I'm usually like, guys, you don't need the latest greatest board. You don't need like the brand new Kiko or whatever, like blah blah blah. Not that there's such a thing as a brand new Kiko anymore, but you know what I mean. The latest greatest, the Jane, the Kohaku, the whatever. Like, it's fine. Unfortunately, the Switch 2 is really nice, and Pokopia is an incredible game. I see keyboards behind you. I love keyboards. This looks like Minecraft Pokemon. It's Minecraft meets Pokemon meets Animal Crossing.